Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Layla, and if you haven't already watched any of my videos, I moved to Perth, Australia about 3 months ago from the UK with my boyfriend. So I thought this video would be good to do basically like 10 things I kind of wish I knew before I moved over here. A little bit of advice, a little bit of tips, just to kind of help people who are kind of making the move, because I actually found these videos quite helpful when I was coming over here. So if you're thinking about moving to Australia, or you're just curious to know what it's like, then please keep watching this video. So I'm going to go into the first pro, which is the lifestyle. The lifestyle is so good. It's completely different to the UK, and this is like 100% a pro about moving to Australia. Everybody's so much more active, everybody gets up early, everybody goes to the beach, everybody goes for a swim. Like, it actually rubs off on you a lot. Like, I've started to be a lot more consistent in the gym since I've moved over here, because I feel like when people around you are, you kind of want to be as well. So yeah, that's a massive thing. Like, the lifestyle does rub off on you, and it does have a good effect on you. So that's something that I would say is really helpful coming here. Everyone's like a lot more laid back, and also the animals and like the wildlife is just crazy. Obviously I feel like there isn't much wildlife in the UK, well, where I used to live anyway, in Newcastle, but there's literally kangaroos like on your doorstep sometimes, and like it's just crazy because you can just like, you can drive to like an empty field and there'll be loads of kangaroos there, which I think is just crazy because I don't know, it still kind of blows my mind. Obviously it's probably normal for Australians now, or probably if you've lived here for like, I'd say probably a year, I'll probably get used to it after a year. But yeah, like parrots as well, like you don't see birds, you see parrots. The noises can actually be quite annoying, but it's just crazy to see like the wildlife is like how different it is over here. There's also snakes, which I'm not a fan of. I haven't actually seen one yet, I've just seen a video of one. I'll insert a video of what I seen one the other day. But it's just so good because in the summer you can go dolphin and whale watching, and you don't even have to like pay for that. You could just go out on the boat and or go out and sit by the water and you'll just see the dolphins coming up, and it's just like, it's so surreal that you actually live there. It's crazy. I'm still yet to see a whale because I do want to go whale watching. I'm going to move on to pro number 2, which is the weather. The weather is a massive upgrade from the UK. It was also like always really dull and cloudy and rainy, whereas here, don't get us wrong, I came in the winter and it was very, very cold and very rainy, but apparently this is one of the worst winters Perth has actually had. So, and I kind of agree with that, because when I came over here I did not expect bad weather at all. I didn't expect it to be sunny all the time, but I just expected it to be like warm and just kind of like nice, but it was quite bad in the winter because like when it rains it pours. But I would definitely see the weather as a massive pro because you get loads of sunshine, which is obviously good, because I love the hot weather. So you can go to the beach every day, you can go for a swim in the sea, you can actually go to beaches on a regular basis, whereas I feel like in the UK it was kind of just like once in a blue moon when the weather was good, everyone would just go to the beach, which is nice, but it's nice to just go whenever you want. And also I would say outdoor activities are so much easier to plan. Like, you don't have to plan like all year round for them, because obviously you don't want to plan an outdoor activity when it's raining or it's cold. Do you know what I mean? But here you can just do so much like whenever you want as well. You don't really have to plan ahead, which is actually really nice. So my next pro is pro number 3, and it is the shopping, especially for girls. I would say if you're coming over here and you're a girl, come with an empty suitcase, because I didn't, and now I have no room in my wardrobe because I'm just buying and spending loads of money. And you can't blame us if you've seen the shops here, because they're absolutely crazy good. And I would actually say they're way cheaper than the UK as well for clothes and stuff. I'm not sure what it's like for boys, because my boyfriend just kind of orders like online and doesn't really go to the shops much. Yeah, but I love it. The price of trainers over here as well, like retail, is a lot lower than the UK as well, like Asics and New Balance and stuff. And Adidas, I would say they're a lot cheaper if you're into them kind of shoes than the UK. my favourite shops here are Kmart, Gonda, Cotton On and Supri. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's all 4 shops that you can't get at home. Actually, City Beach, I like City Beach as well. It's kind of like a hit or miss though, because that can be quite expensive. So yeah, come with an empty suitcase if you're a girl, because that's one advice that I would say that I did not do. My next pro is pro number 4. The pay and the job opportunities, I would say, is so much better. Yeah, so that's something I didn't actually realise was a pro. The pay is actually a lot better. If you've got a decent work ethic as well, I would say it's probably very easy to get a job, because you just kind of have to be open-minded when it comes to a job and think, it's not what I was doing at home, but it's also not the same place as home, if you know what I mean. So you kind of just have to think, I don't want to do this job, but I might as well give it a try, because it's there and it's like easy money, do you know what I mean? You kind of just have to think like the money side of it. If you're coming on a work and holiday visa, especially like me, sometimes you just kind of have to think, I'm going to work and holiday visa, not just a work and visa. Because like, I'll like stress about getting a job and then I'll be like, oh, well, I'm actually supposed to be enjoying my time here as well. So it's not all about that. Obviously money's good to be making, but you also have to think about like the experience and making sure you're actually enjoying the holiday side of it as well. Also, finding a job, I would say websites like Seek, Indeed, Jora and stuff like that are just a waste of time. Obviously people have different experiences with stuff like that. I just feel like you get nothing back, and it takes so long to hear back as well, even if you did. So like, I started DMing a lot of places before I came here, and I got like loads of replies back compared to what I would on like a website like Seek or Indeed. Like, email them even. And obviously if you're here, rather than like prepping for coming over, hand in your CV in can be really good as well, because obviously it shows them that like you're actually making the effort to come down. And I've heard a lot of people say as well that they've had good outcomes of handing in CVs from shops and stuff. Pro number 5 is the food. The food. I would say eating out especially. I feel like there's not much difference between the food in the supermarkets rather than the food in the supermarkets at home. Like, that's not much different. But the food, I said, the bottom bar for food in Australia, like the standards for it is a lot higher than what it is in the UK. Say for example, if you went to a pub in the UK, which was like cheap, say Wetherspoons, the food was alright, but it was a bit shitty. Like, you got what you're given for your money. Whereas here, I feel like if you went to like the cheapest pub here, it would be like a lot nicer food and drinks, and just like, I don't know, like a lot, like the menu is just a lot better. Basically the quality of food, I would say, is just so much better. Like, the bar food is like restaurant food, and then the restaurant food is like posh food. That's kind of what I would say. Healthy restaurants as well. So like, I feel like in the UK I had to like travel around for like nice fruit smoothie bowl or an acai bowl, but here they're literally like, wherever you go in the cafe, they sell them, and it's like, I don't know, I feel like the cafes are much healthier, have much healthier options here than the UK. I kind of already assumed that before I came here though, because I don't know, I just kind of had a feeling that like the Australian lifestyle was just a lot like really healthy. It's not all healthy, like they do some really nice food as well, but yeah, on like a all round, I would say definitely more healthy than the UK. I'll show you some of my food that I've had. Some of my acai bowls, I've had like so many, and then I'm just obsessed with them. So I'm gonna move on to the cons now. This is bad things. Not even bad, just like, because obviously I feel like with the pros, it's stuff to influence you to come over, and the cons isn't to de-influence you to come over, it's just kind of making you like aware of stuff so that it doesn't shock you when you come over, basically. The first con, I said, was the distance. The distance is very self-explanatory. From the UK to Australia, it's like crazy distant away. So yeah, that's what I would say. It's like miles away. It's not just like you could catch a plane whenever you wanted and go home, because you can't, unless obviously you had the money to do it, but it's literally like a full day spending on travelling. It's not easy. I moved over by myself to live with my boyfriend, but he was already here at the time. So I came over by myself and I left my family and my friends, which wasn't easy because I'm really close to my mum, dad and my sister, so it isn't easy obviously when you're close to your family and you move away, but they also want the best for you, and they obviously want you to like experience more of life than just staying in your hometown kind of thing. Yeah, I also had to leave my dog at home as well, which really wasn't ideal because he's a big Labrador. Homesickness is definitely a thing. I didn't necessarily get it like the first week. I didn't say like, because me and my boyfriend did long distance for a while, so I was kind of excited about seeing him as well. But then like the more time went on, I was like, oh, I just want to go home. But then you just kind of have to ride it out because it does go away eventually. So that's con number 1, the distance. Con number 2 is everything's so spread out here because Western Australia is massive and everything's just so spread out. Like, you need a car if you come here. I would say unless you live like in the city centre and like everything's around you, you can just get like buses and stuff. But honestly, like my corner shop is probably like a 15-minute walk away, which doesn't sound too bad, but it is bad because my corner shop at home was literally a 2-minute walk, and the beach is right on my doorstep, but it takes like 10-15 minutes to get there as well. So it's close, but not close enough to walk everywhere. Like the nearest actual supermarket would be like probably like a 45-minute walk. So my advice would be, if you're coming here, to get a car as soon as possible and make sure that you can just do everything and there's nothing really holding you back. Obviously that was also like from the bad side of things, it was a massive chunk out of my savings because I didn't expect to have to get a car as soon as I moved here. Obviously when I realised how far away everything was, I was like, I'm gonna have to get a car. And that's not like, I wish I had more money when I first came here. So yeah, just bear that in mind also when you come. So my next con is con number 3. I said that the heat can be brutal. It's really bad. I've also heard it from like loads of other people who have met 40s, 45 I think, maybe. Obviously it's nice to get warmer weather, but when you're working in outside, I can imagine it to be brutal. Like apparently you're just going from aircon to aircon because you can't even breathe, it's so hot, which 40 degrees actually sounds like that. So yeah, not looking forward to that side of it, but I don't think that's gets to that until like December. So yeah, I've still got another month of like nice weather, like hot weather but nice, before it gets like too hot, if you know what I mean. The flies as well. The flies come with the heat, so the flies have started to come out, but they're obviously not as bad like right now. But yeah, they're just all over. Like I was trying to sunbathe the other day in the garden, they were just flying all around. It's a noise as well, like zzz, like constantly, and then they like land on your face and you're like this constantly. It's like, this isn't even nice and relaxing, this is just not enjoyable. My next con is nightlife and alcohol prices. Nightlife, I would say, coming from Newcastle, where the nightlife is, I would say it's good. It's like definitely not as good as at home. With someone like me though, it doesn't actually bother us that much because I'm not like a party animal. But for someone who enjoys going on a night out every weekend, I would probably say you would miss the nightlife at home. However, I would rather go to, let's say I'd rather go to like bars and stuff, like a pub crawl. So yeah, I would say the pubs are nice here, there's a lot of pubs, because the Australians can drink. The nightlife isn't as good as alcohol as well. I would say if you're going out and buying alcohol like in a pub or a bar or club, it's probably the same as the UK. But if you go to the bottle shop and get like alcohol to bring home and stuff, it's a lot more expensive. Especially Recordling is like my favourite cider. I don't know like if anyone else likes it, but that's really expensive here compared to the UK. And like Smirnoff Ice and stuff, like obviously if you actually pay for the brand, it's a lot more expensive than just getting like a cheap vodka lemonade. But yeah, they're not cheap. So when you actually buy alcohol from a shop, it's not cheap at all. Whereas if you're in the UK, it's quite cheap to buy alcohol from the shops. But yeah, that was con number 4. And moving on to my last con now, which is con number 5. Everything closes super early compared to at home. So an example is the shops. The shops and the cafes close like super early. Yeah, that's something that it takes a while to get used to, because I feel like in the UK you could go to like Asda or a big Tesco like whenever you want, because it was like 24 hours. And there's only like one supermarket here that's open 24 hours, and that's Spudshed. yeah, you kind of just nip out and go to the supermarket at like 9 o'clock at night, which I would definitely say is a con, because I used to love doing that at home. Just go and get like a sweet treat or something. But nah, you can't really do that here. But with the cafes as well, it takes quite a long time to get used to. Like, most of the cafes close at like 1 and 2. So it's like, if you wake up quite late like me and you don't want to have dinner until like say 3 maybe, or even 2, like 2, 3, like midday, that's a con, but it's also not the worst con. Quite controversial. These are my 10 things that I wish I knew before I moved to Australia. It's been such a good experience so far, and I hope that you either took some advice from this or enjoyed the video. If you're thinking about the move, I hope this gives you like a little bit of inkling as to what it would be like for you, whether you like agreed with my pros and cons. But in my situation, I think the pros definitely outweighed the cons. I also think I'm gonna say quickly one thing that I've learned since being here, because I think this is good advice to everyone, that you have to be open-minded. Basically, if you don't enjoy the change and you don't want to embrace the change, then you're crazy, because you've came here for the change. You kind of have to just remember that it's not everything's going to be the same as the UK. So you kind of just have to make some like alterations, I would say, to your lifestyle, which isn't a bad thing at all as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content about Australia, like videos of what I get up to, because it's the summer now, so I'll definitely be doing more stuff. Please like, comment and subscribe. If you've got any questions as well, just comment them down below. There's only things that I've experienced so far, but I thought it's better to do it and maybe help a few people than help no one. So yeah, and if you've already moved here, comment your pros and cons as well, because then people in the comments can see as well. So yeah, I'll definitely try and reply to your comments if anybody has any questions. Thanks for watching. Bye.